obligatory deep saddening sigh to indicate that this is a serious video. I kid. And I want to make this lighthearted because I feel like a lot of the times when people discuss anxiety or panic disorders or anything like this, it's always a very like sad, difficult to watch, and at the end of the day, discouraging video, and I don't want to put out that vibe. I made a video not long ago that was really personal and terrifying for me to post because of a multitude of reasons, but at the end of the day, I was happy that I posted it because I read all of the comments on that video, which is not something I regularly do. I read all of the comments and I got so much feedback from people, but I also noticed a lack of understanding about what panic attacks even are. So the video that I'm referencing is the one where I talk about how I stopped taking my antidepressants, which still I view as a positive choice. If you want to know more about that, I'll leave a link to it in the description. But I feel a lot better now. I've been exercising, which has been helping a lot with my panic attacks. I have a prescription for Xanax that I have used maybe 4 or 5 times since having it, and I've had it for like 3 months, so I really don't like to take Xanax, but if I'm at the height of a panic attack and I know that I'm just gonna stay up all night suffering, that's when I like to take one of those. Aside from running, aside from, I have like a peaceful meditation track that I listen to sometimes. I've been spending more time with friends. I've been forcing myself to go out and be more social, which has actually really helped me a lot. So I mean, there have been things that I've been doing, but one of the main things that have really helped me has been BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy. It's affordable, it's private, and it's something that I prefer to regular in-person therapy. I don't want to go somewhere for help with my anxiety when the process of going to that place causes me to have more anxiety. So I love BetterHelp because it's online. You can literally text or call or even FaceTime your therapist if you're in the middle of a crisis. I lucked out. I got the most amazing woman who talks to me, and if I'm going through something, I can message her and she gets back like that. So it's pretty incredible. And I feel like it's saving some of my friendships because I hate to be that person that's always like calling my friends every single time I'm going through something, because after a while, trust me, I know because it's happened to me, that can like really weigh you down and make your friends like not want to hang out with you because, oh, she's always sad and always complaining and not any fun ever, and we hate her basically. So now I can actually just go on there and text my wonderful therapist and I don't have to worry about coming off as psychotic to all of my friends. And BetterHelp is so amazing too because they agreed to sponsor this video. They helped me out on my last video. I have my unique link if you want to try it out. It's called tryonlinetherapy.com/Jaclyn, and it supports this channel when you use that link if you so choose to use their services. And this is not like some kind of weird call center. You're not talking to a random person on the other side of that. It's a fully licensed, accredited, trained therapist. They know what they're doing. Whenever you go onto the site, you can choose if you want a male or a female. I chose to have a female because they can relate to my personal set of issues probably better than a man could. Oh my god, it's so sexist. Shit, what am I saying? It's about to get worse. You can also choose for them to be non-religious, which is what I did, because so many times I have been told by a therapist or counsel of some kind that I just need to turn to Jesus and then all my problems will magically go away. That's almost worse for me to hear than just don't be sad. It's like, just say more prayers. Please don't say that to me, it will not help. And you also get paired with a therapist based off of whether or not you suffer more with depression or anxiety, and it tailors it to your specific needs. Try it out, let me know what you think. Link in the description, leave a comment if you've used them before, tell me what your experiences are, good, bad, woo! But like I said, in the comments of my last video, which I sat there and read for hours, I noticed a lot of people don't really understand panic attacks. I feel like if you knew what I meant, like, I mean, everybody gets anxious at times in their life, right? You know, you get nervous for a test, you are anxious about whether or not something bad might happen. You know, everyone's got their own problem, right? Which is why I say you should always be nice to everyone, because you never know what people's struggles are. But everyone can say that they have had anxiety at one point or another, but it's different to be like, I have anxiety, like I have a problem, like it causes panic attacks. You're like, yeah, you know, I worry about stuff, I panic about stuff, but it's so much different to have a panic attack. And what is interesting to me is that I've talked to a lot of friends that I shall not name because they are not online, they don't want me to talk about their shit, but I will say that during our conversations together, we've opened up and I've realized that panic attacks are very real for people that experience them in a very different way for me too. So like a friend of mine you know, they might not necessarily have the chest pain that I have, but they have this like other symptom, you know? So I wanted to tweet asking people if they wanted to explain their experiences with panic attacks. Sometimes it's sudden onset, you can't really prepare for it. Sometimes it builds up all day and you can kind of feel it coming, which is great, because then sometimes whenever I can feel mine start, I can try to like avoid it going full panic attack mode, which is great. But sometimes for me also, it's just like, I'm fine, la da da, having a great day, boom, panic attack. Haha, you thought you were gonna be fine today. You thought you were gonna have a good day. Well, you were wrong. And that's what I want to spend the rest of this video talking about. I wanna go through some of these tweets that people replied and talk about all the different ways people experience panic attacks, because I think it's pretty fascinating. Before I read them, I want to say these are the top 5 things that I feel whenever I have a panic attack. I get really intense chest pain. The first time I had one, I was in med school and I didn't know I thought there was something wrong with me. I couldn't tell if it was like a muscle spasm in one of my ribs, or if I was having a heart attack or something was wrong. Like, I thought I was gonna end up in the hospital. And I was at my apartment, I was by myself, and I had to sit on the floor, hold my chest. I was on the verge of calling 911. I was in so much pain. Like, it felt like someone just stabbed my heart. Like someone was grabbing on and just like squeezing it as hard as they could. And I get that when I have a panic attack. Like, sometimes I can feel it leading up to it. Like, I get like a pain in my chest and I'm like, oof, uh-oh, I have that like pain in my chest. I hope it doesn't like turn into like full-blown knives stabbing me to death. Other thing is my mind starts racing. I can't really hold on to a thought for very long. I just start spiraling mentally. I'll just say that, spiraling. Because I start thinking of like, okay, this bad thing is happening and that means that this could happen and this could happen, and it all ends in basically the apocalypse. But by the end of my train of thought, the whole world has ended, at least for me, and there is no recovery. Crying. When it fully hits me, I am just completely bawling and it's uncontrollable. And you know, even if nothing specifically happened that day to trigger it, even if nothing sad is really happening, anxiety can sometimes be like a cumulative thing. It builds up and it builds up and then it hits you, and it's just like an overwhelming release that is terrifying and painful, but I cry a lot. Other thing, hyperventilating. It takes all of the mental focus that I have, which isn't a lot at the time, to remember to breathe. Like, the act of taking a deep breath when you're like hyperventilating and crying and your mind is spinning and your chest hurts and like all of these things are happening, like, it's really difficult to take that breath. It's really hard for me. And the last symptom that I really experience is I'm extremely dizzy. Like, my head is spinning, the room is spinning, and I feel out of control. Sometimes I feel a little nauseous, but normally that doesn't really factor into it, but I am extremely dizzy. Like, it's very disorienting sometimes. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people, whenever they have anxiety, they like to lay underneath a weighted blanket, because the weight, first of all, it puts pressure on your chest, which is relaxing, especially if you have chest pain. For some reason, pressure on my chest actually really helps. One time I was with an ex of mine and he like said he had someone that he knew that had panic attacks, and he's like, I'm gonna lay on you. This is gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna lay on top of you and see if that helps. And it really did. So weighted blankets are helpful because of that, but also because if you feel like you're spinning, the room is spinning, having weight on top of you to like hold you down and ground you can be really calming. Everyone has different feelings and experiences this differently. So let's read some of these tweets and see what you guys had to say. Oh, my friend Ariel responded. She said, I had the worst one of my life 4 days ago. Shaking nonstop, overheating, sweating, but cold and dry heaves. See, that's something that I don't experience. I don't really shake a lot, and I don't notice temperature changes. A lot of people do. Spencer says, for my panic attacks, I get a small glimpse of a warning. Usually my lungs feel like they're not getting enough air, or my head feels weird. Yep, that's me. That's kind of like whenever I hyperventilate and it's hard to breathe. I feel like no matter how much I breathe, I'm drowning. In a matter of seconds, my breathing becomes erratic. Tunnel vision kicks in. Tunnel vision, that's not something I experience. And I feel like I've lost control of my own mind. Yeah, that sucks. Once I had a panic at the disco? Very nice, very nice. Some comic relief there, thank you. Emo Mom says, whenever I get them, it's usually because I overthink things. So if someone doesn't reply to me about a serious business email, I'll start getting all worked up and think that it's because I'm annoying or not good enough and immediately hyperventilate / cry and then boom. Yeah, I relate to a lot of this. I can give myself panic attacks if I start to let my head spiral, like I said. Sometimes it's a symptom and sometimes it's partially a cause too. Like something bad happens or you overthink your life and it just feels like the end of everything and then you can't breathe and it starts and it's friggin' awful. And that's why I say, like, I'm happy that I have Xanax. If I am full-blown panic attack, it's amazing how well that works for me. But I know that it's me, it's my life, and that's just a Band-Aid. And I've been trying to do other things, be healthier, exercise, so that I'm not just using a Band-Aid for when it happens, but so that I can prevent it from happening more often, which I do think I've been doing pretty good at. But that's another reason why I think BetterHelp or any kind of therapy is really important, because if you don't change your lifestyle or your behavioral patterns, this kind of thing is just gonna keep happening. Cat Scratch says, yes, rapid heartbeat, dizziness, fatigue, migraine. Sometimes it feels like my brain is scrambled. It varies, but an attack can put me down for days physically. Caitlin says, for me, I can usually feel it coming. My heart starts racing and my head kind of spins, and during them I hyperventilate, cry. I feel like my thoughts are screaming and everything seems louder. If it's really bad, I'll black out. That's terrifying. Stephanie says, mine came on suddenly. I got extremely hot, weak feeling, shaky, and I felt like I was gonna vomit. Then after I did some deep breathing and repeated to myself that I was okay, the feelings mostly dissipated, but I wasn't fully right for hours. It sucked. I mean, there are so many comments right now on this thread. Literally, I'm just like sitting here scrolling through. So many people talk about their experiences, and it's really interesting. So if you're someone and you feel like you're alone, or you're curious if what you're feeling is a panic attack, I'll put the link to the Twitter thread in the description so you can click on it and see everyone's comments and contribute to the conversation if you would like to. Hey, you know, we're all in this together. We're all friggin' miserable together. I do think it's really important to try to live a healthier lifestyle, exercise, get outside, make sure if you're afraid to talk to people about your problems, you know, if you try at least to talk to a friend maybe. I'm forcing myself right now to be more social, which actually has helped my mental state a lot. But if you don't want to be social, take a baby step and use BetterHelp. It's online. You can literally sit on your phone by yourself in your room and use BetterHelp, and it's like really done wonders for me. So I'll leave a link to that as well in the description. And my link is tryonlinetherapy.com/Jaclyn. Also, let's use this video as a forum so we can all talk to each other and help each other out. Leave a comment. Tell me, what do you experience whenever you have anxiety? Is it similar to me or is it different? Also, please include what you do to try and help yourself get through it, or if you have ideas on how to prevent it. Because I want this to be a comment section where everybody can go through and, you know, hopefully find something from maybe something one person says can help somebody else in a way that everything I've said hasn't been able to. So please leave a comment. Be open, share, be nice to each other. Everyone be nice in the comments, all right? This is delicate. Everyone's got their shit, right? Everyone's got their problems. So let's talk about it. Let's get better together and be happy. Just be happy, guys. Come on, just calm down. Don't stress. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it everywhere, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.